We made a trade.
The band is back together, Nick. The band is back together, bro.
JV's back with the crew. Um, you can. We said it. They needed a trade to spark the team, to spark the organization, and this kind of did it.
Energy wise, it feels like 2017, don't it?
Yeah,
It
like
kind of does to me.
I know they said Jim Crane texted him. And he's like, "Welcome back. We missed you. Hope you pitch well for us against the Yankees." So like it's you just feel something. Like even when the trade happened, you felt the shift of the sports world of baseball kind of be like, okay, nice work,
Hmm.
Astros. You got another ace. He's
Hmm.
having a pretty good start of the season throughout even the Mets struggles.
Especially his last few games, his last 7 games, he's been about as good as baseball has. He's like
Yeah.
1.49 ERA, like 42 innings and 5 starts or something like that. So, but he only has like 90 innings to his name for the season, so he's fresh. So I feel good about that because I don't know what their plans are to do a 5 or 6 man rotation, but I definitely see him as our number one. Um, and it did feel like a shot in the arm of energy to me.
Yeah, I think they said their goal is six when Urquidy comes back, and
Hmm.
so you have your lineup for sure. Whether he does Framber, Verlander, Verlander, Framber, and
Hmm.
then it seems Christian goes into that comfortable three spot where he wants to be at anyway.
Where
And
we've asked
then
him for all year.
yeah, and then I would say what Hunter Brown, and then
I think it's going to be JP.
JP's been on a
It's
tear.
not only that, it's like if you think about it, JP doesn't have any pitch that blows people away. Like he's not like the guy at anything, but he has like 5 really good pitches to choose from.
Yeah,
And I think that's why, like last night, he pitched that really good game against the Commanders. So I wouldn't mind him in the number 4 hole just to be as a forced starter in a playoff series. Plus, if I need a long reliever, I'd immediately go to Hunter Brown.
yeah,
That's how I would think about that.
and then you what put Urquidy, I guess, at six.
Well, like if you're, Urquidy would be 6, but if you're doing a playoff series, then I mean, in the event JP's at 4
Or
and you
yeah,
use him and you haven't used Hunter Brown yet, because then you could go Hunter Brown 5, and if not, you in theory should be able to go back to the top of the rotation,
yeah, especially for playoffs, the way that they played out,
especially.
and
And the
that
reason
does
that
kind
I'm
of show.
harping on the Hunter Brown to be a long reliever is because I think it would take pressure off of Christian Javier to
Yeah,
know I don't have to go 8, but if I could give you 4 and 2/3, that's good enough, you know?
yeah, and that's pretty much what he's been giving you. But you could tell that they're trying their best to pull it as much as they can and to help the relief pitchers out. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Verlander coming back, you get a guy that knows how to go 7 innings, 8 innings, sometimes 9 innings. We've seen it before. Um, you get the jolt of energy. He was texting a lot of the guys. I know Maldonado posted on his Instagram. He was like, he's back.
He's
So
back.
you can tell the excitement from the majority of the people in the city. All the players seem happy about it. Um, a lot of fans that are like, "Oh, I didn't want him back because of this." I mean, yes, you give up two of your top prospects for him,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, it's do I want to win or
It's at this point that's almost like a moot argument because it's just like a philosophical preference because like nobody's wrong on that. Of course, you want to keep your prospects, you want to build for the future and think about that. But then also like there's people like I think you and I think alike. It's like man, screw that. We'll worry about that then because we have a legitimate chance of winning a World Series now, maybe next year, and by doing that, that kind of cements you as a dynasty. You kind of like lament your name in the history of baseball. You know, like we're the best team in this era
yeah.
and it's worth if I'm willing to give up Drew Gilbert's dumbass to find that out.
And that's the thing. Like Drew Gilbert is arguably was our best prospect, but at the end of the day, I mean, you look at our outfielders, and Chaz
Mm-hmm.
McCormick is our outfielder of the future. I mean, he's our center
Yes.
fielder that is going to be there. We're not taking him out. Dude proved himself in the World Series at that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you ended up keeping Myers and Jolks. All right.
Jolt.
You didn't get another hit batter, but it surprisingly sounds like Michael Brantley at some point is going to maybe come in at some point. If not, it's fine because at this point, I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have guys that you've been throwing down into the minors, into the they jump back into the majors, Hensley and all these other guys. So I'm not too worried about it. And then it goes into like you said, dynasty. Dynasty and culture are two things in sports that you can't just pay for. It just
Yep.
comes with it. And you get players that want to come here and play for a team like that whenever honestly it oh, I have a chance to actually win something. I have a chance to actually compete for something. So they'll take those little pay cuts, they'll take those minor things and I
And
mean,
that's stupid important too.
yeah.
But like, be honest, like the amount of money that they're still paying Verlander and what we're paying him, you almost had to make that trade. Like you'd
Yeah.
be dumb to not to,
Yeah.
especially considering what the Rangers did with Scherzer. You know what I mean? Like we got a better deal than they did, I feel like, and we probably got the better pitcher also.
Yeah.
So like you had to make that trade. Like if that was presented, like nobody would hate we would hate Dana Brown more if he didn't make that, if we knew the specifics of it, you know?
Yeah, once it came out, like they're pretty much eating majority of it just to get them off of their team. Like,
They
and he
basically
wanted,
bought our prospects.
yeah, and he wanted to be here. I mean, that's another thing too. He wanted to be here. He wanted to play with the team, and that's what I was telling a lot of people. He controlled where he wanted to go. I mean, he had a no trade clause, so it just made perfect sense for him. It made perfect sense for us at the end of the day with it. And then you look around the league, like who was available. Dylan Cease's price tag was massive. Um,
Yep.
what's his name from Detroit?
Eduardo
Eduardo.
Rodriguez, he
Yeah,
said, screw the Dodgers.
and he said he wanted to play closer to the East Coast. So who knows, even if we would have even got a trade for him,
True.
because he wants to be closer to his family. So at the end of the day, you had to make the trade. Like you had to get a starting pitcher to help out this bullpen that is depleted by some injuries from starters. So, and it's a guy that everybody knows. The city loves him. Him and his family know the city. It kind of it's funny to me because we talked about the Texans getting that jolt of familiarity and D'Amico's home, welcome back, bro. Da da da. We get kind of a jolt of new life in the Rockets with Ime and everybody else
Mm-hmm.
that's coming in. This kind of feels like the jolt that we didn't know we needed, but
Mm-hmm.
we're getting it, and it's gonna.
That's the benefit to it, because let's just keep it 100, bro. Like if anybody who watches Astros baseball knows we fucking needed a pitcher.
Yeah.
And if the best available starting pitcher at this trade deadline literally fell into your lap, and the fact that he just left here and didn't want to leave anyway was presented to you, like it was just meant to be this way. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about this shit yesterday, like the whole SLG, BCB, and how all that stuff played out. Like it just was meant to go a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say that Verlander's situation is not the same? Like it was meant for him to go over there and then come back so we could get him for less money and not commit. You know what I mean? Like now we still get a playoff run with him, and we could. Nothing's different. The band is back together, bro.
And it kind of saved his arm a bit because we dealt with injuries, so we would have had him. We would have been
Yeah,
taxing him even more this season.
true. I didn't think of that.
So I mean, you
Literally,
look,
they said we're only paying him $8 million next year.
yeah,
This is something that made me kind of excited. Next season, paying Justin Verlander $8 million, you will have 8 starting pitchers under club control for next year. Justin, Fromber, Christian, Hunter, JP, Urquidy, Luis, and Lance are all under club control. That's a good problem to have.
yes.
It's a really good problem to have.
when there's teams that are still trying to figure out if they have enough pitchers to even do a rotation. So
Yep. Oh, I'm all fired up because I think we're the best team in the AL by a long shot now. Like you know, I didn't think nobody could beat us anyway. Now I think we're good. The only thing that makes me nervous is now Dusty has to do some managing, and that's the part that scares me.
yeah, that's a little scary to have too much faith in his stuff.
Well, I just felt like the Verlander fixed the situation with the left-handed bat because you and I both know if Verlander's here, that means Maldonado's going to be catching more.
Yeah.
Which means Yonner, if you're going to use Yonner, it'd be your DH a lot, which means Jordan goes to the left. There's your left-handed bat.
Yeah.
So you just have to hope Dusty makes good lineups.
Yay! um, I mean, looking at the team as a whole, there wasn't much. This trade deadline kind of was lackluster at best at the end. So I'm not.
Yeah, it was boo boo.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Dana. A lot of people were mad at him, but he was walking a fine line of future and of present. And
You know what it feels like when Nick Casario from the Texans traded Deshaun Watson in his first season, and it was like, all right, you ain't done shit, but you did enough for us to give you another shot.
Yeah.
You know. So bringing Verlander back, doing it because, like, if we're being completely honest, we have no sentiment towards Drew Gilbert or Ryan, whatever the hell his name was. There's just names that people brought up, and a lot of people are bitching because that's what they hear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they don't know those guys, and you don't know what they're going to be. So,
I mean, looking at Drew Gilbert, you said it on our other video. He's not a young prospect. He's an older prospect. He's still hasn't made it to the majors. We'll see what happens when he goes to the Mets and if they bring him up. Ryan Clifford, I mean, he's really good, but his strikeout, I believe his strikeout, he strikes out 25% of the time in the minors.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, if you're already doing that in the minors, the major's going to be even tougher. These dudes throw nastier stuff down here. Like,
One thing I am confident about is that Dana Brown is really good at scouting and putting young talent on the team like he did in Atlanta. So maybe he can get us 2 or 3 more prospects.
I mean, look at the guys he's brought. Everybody laughs at the guys that he's brought in from the dumpster that nobody wanted. But I mean, him and his scouting team have brought in quality guys that, yeah, they're not young, but they're doing things in the minor leagues that, I mean, John Singletary, the pitcher from that we traded for from I believe the Orioles that had like a 10.0 ERA.
Oh, yeah.
The guy they just got Cousins, they just got from Milwaukee. I mean, he was injured, but his ERA was like 2 point something before he got injured.
I like that. That's a good bullpen arm.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't the splashes we wanted. We didn't get Verdugo. We didn't get Paxton. We didn't.
But nobody
Yeah.
did. So you can't be mad about it, you know?
It's like a lot of the players that we wanted. Even I believe what was his name, the Hardy from the Padres. Is that who it was?
Oh, Hader.
Hader. Yeah, there we go. They called for him too, but they said the price was just too massive. Like they're not gonna do it. Nobody did though.
Yep. The boys from the Cubs didn't get moved. I guess we bid on that bullshit ass hype too early, and we got excited about it.
Well, I think it's like you said in our other video. Dana said it in 2 weeks from now. You're gonna know a lot of teams that are like, oh shit, I should have sold.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Cubs made trades, and then they've been losing their games afterwards. So now it's like, if you don't even make the playoffs, you just made trades to lose players next year.
Justin Verlander coming to the Astros is already helping the team because this is as good as I've seen Fromber look in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
He's willing tonight. He's mowing people down. I haven't seen him look this good in forever. Granted, it's Cleveland, but still, like he's got a little extra pep in his step.
Yeah, he's probably one of the ones. I mean, you got to think too, as a pitcher, they're going to all be in the same area again. They're going to be talking again. And he knows it's not all on me now. I got somebody that I can.
It's the whole situation that you and I talk about in basketball all the time, where there's a lot of good players, but that's all they are is good. But when they feel clicked up, they play better. Like Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's JV come back, and then now they're like, oh, we're good because the big brother's back. So now you can't fucking pick on me no more. It's like that movie Gone in 60 Seconds when Memphis Reigns came back.
Verlander's Nicolas Cage.
Yep. And Fromberg's Kip.
Oh,
That's
man,
exactly
funny,
what's going
man.
on.
Yeah, Houston. It looks very promising for us going forward right now. Wasn't the splashes we were anticipating, but I would take the whole thing for sure. And
Now, the only one that we didn't get that I wish we would have made a play on was CJ Cron.
yeah, that one was your boy Trey Mancini is a free agent.
No, thank
Yeah,
you. I'm good on that.
Cubs let him go.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did bring him back, though.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was trying to see who got released. It was really just him, though.
I'm sure it'll be more.
Yeah,
I'm good with what we have, though. Like, I honestly think that we could win a World Series with what we have. I know we can because it's the same shit we had last year.
you got health coming back. You got players that are hot right now. Abreu, not trying to jinx it, but his hottest month in his career is August.
And, man, I can't wait to see Justin Verlander mow down the Yankees this weekend.
We get more than likely Christian Javier and Justin Verlander versus the Yankees.
You remember last year, who was it? Was it the Phillies that kept saying, we want Houston, we want Houston?
Yeah.
I never really subscribed to that shit because I was like, don't ask for it unless you really want it. But is there a part of you that wants a playoff series with the Rangers?
Yes.
A little bit, bro. A little bit.
It's one of those things where it's like big brother, little brother, and these Ranger fans are coming out. I didn't even know there was this many Ranger fans. First of all, in life.
I mean, it's not even like big brother, little brother. It's like step brother.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
I count the Mariners as little brother, if anything.
It's like the movie Step Brothers where you fucking try to bury them fools.
Like after the disrespectful that one game, it's like, oh man, we scored all these runs on you, but you still lost the series. I was like, all right, y'all are idiots. I'm gonna do this. Like we're gonna go and get it. And it just writes itself. Scherzer versus Verlander, two guys traded from a thing. Texas versus Texas.
That's the narrative we should start, bro, is that they just hated each other. So now we got to play each other.
There we go. We needed another pitcher, bro.
It's like when
would you be mad if they go get him?
Who?
Dallas Keuchel.
Oh, I do not want Dallas Keuchel. Fuck no.
I saw the Twins and him. They opted out of his league minor league deal.
I was gonna say, didn't they just sign him to a minor league deal?
Yeah, everybody in the comments is like Astro.
Fuck no, he's not coming to that. Nobody in our front office has any sentiment towards Dallas Keuchel. Not even the fans have like nobody gives a shit about him.
I remember that terrible game he pitched, and whenever we didn't get him back, I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Game 1 of the 2017 World Series, he all right. Actually, if I'm correct, the second pitch he threw in that World Series got taken yard.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure Bellinger took him yard on like the second pitch of the first game of the World Series.
That was a worse game than the Lance McCullers "I need you to stay out there and get murdered" game.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
I feel like it was because I knew what they were doing with Lance. Keuchel, it was like, I really need you to go out there and win this game. And it was like...
I agree with that because we were banking a lot on Keuchel, and he shit the bed like as soon as he got in it.
It was like, hell yeah, we got this. Game time, sit down. And it's like, damn, we're going to ask you.
That did happen.
I don't want either of them there.
Nope. But I'm good. JV Trade 5 coming back to the juice box. Going for another one.
Houston, it's a good day. Be happy. Don't worry about the future. Worry about the present. We can figure that shit out later.
Word.
Hopefully our pitchers, it gives them a jolt. You got a relief pitcher. You got a starting pitcher. Helps out the bullpen tremendously. Now we just need the offense to be consistent. And it looks like
we need our fucking manager to be half-ass fucking
competent,
capable of doing his job.
Oh man! All right, Houston, like, subscribe for anything Astros related. We got you on Texans and Rockets also.
Yeah,
we'll be doing a lot more.
Keep our eyes open for our shirt launch.
I'll be back on camera later this week when I don't have my Akeem Olajuwon goggles on. LASIK was fun, but yeah. That being said, man, y'all stay hydrated out there. It's hot as hell. We out, Houston.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.